Deportations are rising, asylum policies are stricter, and governments are showing very little tolerance for illegal migration. But what is driving this shift? Is it safety, the economy, political pressure, or all of the above? And which European countries are leading this unprecedented crackdown? Today, we'll explore 7 nations deporting migrants faster and more aggressively than ever before. Some of these policies might surprise you. Let's dive in. Number 7, Denmark. Denmark, often celebrated for happiness and quality of life, has become one of Europe's toughest countries on immigration. The government wants to send a clear message: illegal migration will not be tolerated. In 2025, Denmark signed a €250 million agreement with Rwanda. Under this deal, asylum seekers arriving in Denmark are flown to Rwanda, where their applications are processed. Authorities claim it prevents dangerous Mediterranean crossings and reduces human smuggling. Critics call it outsourcing deportation and argue Denmark is avoiding its humanitarian responsibilities. The numbers are striking. In 2024, Denmark approved only 800 asylum applications, the lowest in the EU, compared to Sweden's 20,000. By 2025, Denmark aimed to deport 10,000 migrants, a huge number for a country with fewer than 6 million residents. Even Syrians and Afghans who have lived there for years are losing permits, because the government claims their home countries are now safe. Denmark also introduced integration zones. Migrants from non-Western countries must attend language and cultural classes before moving freely. Missing classes can lead to deportation. While human rights groups warn this creates a second-class society, 76% of Danes support these policies. Denmark's approach is more than stopping new arrivals, it's about controlling who gets to stay. Could other European nations soon follow this model? Number 6, Italy. Italy faces one of Europe's most pressing migration challenges. In 2024, nearly 180,000 migrants crossed the Mediterranean, a 60% increase from the previous year. Reception centers overflowed, local authorities were overwhelmed, and citizens demanded action. In response, Prime Minister George Meloni signed a €1.5 billion deal with Albania. Under this agreement, 36,000 asylum seekers per year are sent to processing centers in Albania, outside Italian territory. Italy also passed rapid deportation laws, targeting 40,000 undocumented migrants in 2025, double the previous year. The Italian Coast Guard seized over 1,200 migrant boats in the first half of 2025. Volunteers who rescue migrants face fines or jail, a move the government says is needed to stop smuggling. Critics argue this risks lives, but public opinion largely supports stricter controls. Italy's crackdown reflects a broader concern. Locals feel migration has been unregulated for too long. If the Albania deal succeeds, other EU countries might adopt similar approaches, though it could also create a Europe where migrants are trapped far from their intended destinations. Number 5, Poland. Poland has taken one of Europe's hardest stances on migration, particularly along its border with Belarus. Warsaw claims Minsk is deliberately pushing migrants into Poland to destabilize the country and the EU. Poland built a 400-kilometer high-tech border wall costing €350 million. Illegal crossings dropped by 80% in 2025. New emergency laws mean anyone caught crossing illegally is sent back immediately, without the right to asylum or appeal. Mass deportation flights remove around 5,000 migrants per month, costing nearly €500 million. The government argues these steps protect national culture, security, and the economy. Public support is high. Over 80% favor tougher measures. However, EU officials warn Poland is violating asylum laws and refusing protection to people fleeing genuine conflicts. Number 4, Finland. Finland, famous for saunas and the Northern Lights, is now tightening immigration control. Authorities claim that Russia is indirectly pressuring Finland by pushing migrants across the eastern border. Finland has built a 200-kilometer border fence equipped with drones, motion sensors, and infrared cameras at a cost of €400 million. Deportations doubled in 2025, exceeding 10,000 migrants compared with 5,000 just 2 years earlier. Express deportations now allow illegal entrants to be sent back within 48 hours. Even residents who have lived in Finland for years are at risk. Over 5,000 residence permits were revoked, mainly affecting Afghans, Iraqis, and Somalis. Minor criminal convictions can also lead to removal. Public opinion actually supports these measures. 68% of Finns agree that welfare resources should prioritize citizens. Once known for being peaceful and welcoming, Finland now, projects a much stricter image. Number 3. Sweden. Sweden was once Europe's poster child for refugee acceptance, welcoming over 1.2 million people between 2015 and 2023. By 2024, the system was under strain. Gang violence surged, with 1,300 shootings recorded in migrant-heavy areas. The government launched Operation Clean Sweden, aiming to deport 50,000 undocumented migrants in 2025. Social benefits for undocumented residents were cut: no free housing, healthcare, or welfare. Immigration courts fast-tracked deportations, even targeting families with children born in Sweden. Authorities are visiting schools to identify undocumented children. International observers call these policies harsh, but 72% of Swedes support the crackdown. Sweden's focus is clear: stop new arrivals and remove long-term undocumented residents. Number 2. Germany. Germany, Europe's economic engine, once symbolized open doors. Since 2015, it welcomed over 2 million refugees. By 2024, high costs, housing shortages, and rising crime forced Berlin to act. Deportations surged to more than 60,000 in 2025, the highest since World War II. Fast-track procedures cut processing times to 2 weeks. Social benefits were reduced to encourage voluntary return, and foreign offenders were prioritized. Over 10,000 people with criminal records were deported in just 6 months. Protests erupted, yet 74% of Germans support strict enforcement. Germany now balances safety, economic stability, and fairness, shifting from a welcoming image to stricter immigration control. Number 1. France. France takes the top spot for the most dramatic migrant crackdown. With over 7 million immigrants, about 10% of the population, France faced rising crime, riots, and terror threats. In 2025, authorities carried out 100,000 deportations, almost double the previous year. The zero-tolerance policy ensures undocumented migrants are expelled immediately. Even legal residents can be removed if deemed a public threat. 50 migrant camps in Paris, Marseille, and Calais were dismantled, sending thousands of families home. 15,000 foreign criminals were deported in 6 months, including gang members and suspected extremists. Critics call this a humanitarian disaster, yet 78% of French citizens back the strict approach. France is prioritizing stability and citizen safety. Other European nations are watching closely and may follow France's example. Europe is changing fast. Countries that once welcomed migrants with open arms are now focusing on enforcement, deportation, and stricter asylum rules. Denmark, Italy, Poland, Finland, Sweden, Germany, and France are leading this trend, each with unique policies but the same goal: reducing illegal migration. Thank you for being with us and watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell icon to get new video updates. Your support is invaluable to us. Thank you.